I'm going to put my seatbelt on. I'm going to start up the engine. So in the automatic, you just start it up. In the manual, push in the clutch, make sure it's in neutral, come off the clutch. All right, now I'm checking to make sure I don't have any warning lights on. My ABS light came on and went off, which indicates that my ABS is working properly. Now I'm going to address my gauges. My oil pressure gauge shows that oil is going to all vital parts of the engine. It'll gradually rise to a normal range of 40 to 60 psi. The water temperature gauge shows that the engine is not overheating. It'll gradually rise to a normal temperature of 180 degrees. The voltmeter shows that the alternator is charging the batteries properly. Normal operating range is 10.75 volts to 14.25 volts. And the air pressure gauges show how much air is in the air tanks. Normal operating range is 100 to 120 psi. Now I'm going to check the airflow inside the cab, so I'm going to put it on defrost. Make sure I have air coming out above the dash. I'm going to flip it down to the floor and make sure I have air below the dash. Now I'm going to check my windshield wipers. Wipers are operating properly. I have fluid in the jets. Also, they're not loose, missing, or damaged. There's proper tension against the windshield, and my blades are not dry rotting. Now I'm going to check my horn. My horn is working properly. So I'm at 120 psi. I'm going to begin the air brake test. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn off the engine and then turn it back to the run position. Now I'm just going to make sure all my warning lights go off before I proceed. All right, now I'm going to push in and release both of my emergency brakes. All right, now that my brakes are released, I'm going to put my foot on the brake, the service brake, for 60 seconds to make sure I don't lose more than 4 psi of air pressure. I'm going to ask my examiner to time me for that 60 seconds. During that 60 seconds, I'm going to check my inside lights. So my dome light is working properly. My dash lights are working properly. My high beam indicator is working properly. Left turn signal and right turn signals are working properly. And my emergency flashers are working properly. So, after 60 seconds, I'm going to tell my examiner that no more than 4 psi of air pressure was lost in that minute. Now I'm going to pump my foot brake and release air pressure until my low air warning light comes on. And that should be at 60 psi. Alright, so my low air warning light came on at 60 psi. Now I'll continue to pump and release air until both of my handbrake valves pop out and the emergency brakes engage. That should happen between 40 to 20 psi. Both emergency brakes popped out at 20 psi. Now I'm going to restart the engine to build the pressure back up in the tank so we can finish the air brake test. Alright, while the pressure's building, I'm going to finish checking everything inside the cab. So my seatbelt is not loose, missing, or damaged. It's not frayed. It latches properly and it's mounted securely. The side mirrors are not loose, missing, or damaged. They're clean with no cracks and they're adjusted to me. The windshield is not loose, missing, or damaged. It's clean with no cracks, no obstructions or illegal stickers blocking my view. I have extra bulbs and fuses located in the ashtray. I have 3 reflective triangles inside the cab. None of them are missing or damaged. And I have an ABC rated fire extinguisher to my left. It is fully charged, the needle's in the green. So So that's everything for the inside pre-trip. We just need to finish up the air brake test. So I'm going to put my foot on the gas and rev it up to 1500 RPMs to build the pressure in the tanks faster. To 120 psi. So now I'm going to finish the air brake test by testing each of my parking brakes individually. So I'm going to push in and release my tractor brake, and now I'm going to give a little tug to make sure that my trailer brake is working properly. So in this case, being in the manual, I'm going to put it into first gear. If you were in the automatic, you would just put it in drive and tap the gas. But in this case, I'm going to put it in gear, release the clutch slowly, give a little tug. So my trailer brake is holding properly. Now I'm going to re-engage the tractor brake and release the trailer brake, and I'm going to give another little tug to test the tractor brake. So my tractor brake is also holding properly. Now I'm going to release both brakes and pull forward at 5 miles per hour to make sure that my service brake is working properly. Alright, so my service brake is working properly, and the truck did not pull to the left or the right, which indicates that the slack adjusters are properly adjusted. So now I'll put the truck in neutral, re-engage my parking brake, turn off the engine, take the key, and tell the examiner you're all done with the inside pre-trip and the air brake test, and you want to do the outside. Okay?
Okay.